this?
Because under capitalism, we all have a job, we all work, we all sell ourselves. She deserves every single penny she's made because she's earned it absolutely legally. It's consensual. There's no harm being caused. In fact, she's only helping people, and so I don't think there's anything wrong with what she's doing. I think under capitalism and the free market, she deserves to make every penny, just like Elon Musk deserves to be a billionaire.
Morally, though.
Morally, yes, I don't have an issue with someone selling themselves. I don't think that's an issue. As I said, under capitalism, we all sell our bodies. She's just doing it in a more, visual manner and a more, exposed way. I don't have an issue with that. I don't have any moral qualms against that. And so I don't see that as a bad thing.
But don't you think, like, if you're to be, like, let's say naked online and just sharing your body to millions and millions of people, whereas let's say Jason Tatum, he has genuine skills and, like, do you know what I mean?
Again, they go, you stop with this genuine skills thing, okay? That's irrelevant, number one. Number two, he's even been lucky in the genetic draw. He has to be of a certain height, of a certain muscle mass.
Yeah,
If he's not that
100%.
height, he wouldn't be able to do that. In the same way, she has to be of a certain beauty and hit the genetic lottery to be able to do what she does. So he's not exactly, let's say, all made from the bottom up. He also has to have been in a certain environment where he has the money to be able to afford certain training to be able to become as good as he is. So that's not actually 100% true that he just did it on his own. And that's valid. And even in the case where, one second,
the training argument is wrong because you can take yourself anywhere to train.
Even in the case where she did get lucky, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Okay. Someone said, couldn't literally any job be considered? That's a fact. Any job is selling yourself in every job, so it's irrelevant.
Wait, could you say that again, please?
As in what I just said right now?
Yeah. You cut out.
As in any job, you're selling yourself. In every job that you do, you're selling your body. Every job, you included, as is with me.
Oh yeah, of course. But no, what you said about the training.
Oh, with the training, yeah. So fundamentally, yeah, he has to be lucky enough to be born with, perhaps a family or parents who have enough money to send him to basketball training, to where he can train to a certain degree. So he's also gone lucky, and I don't think there's an issue even if he did get lucky. The point is that it's under a free market and capitalism. It's not about working hard. It doesn't matter how many skills you have, however you define it. In fact, I'd argue she has very good skills. She has 9 million followers on TikTok. That takes a lot of skill, effort, time to be able to do and achieve. And she's a young entrepreneur who's been able to do what she does.
100%. But so actually the comments are bringing up a very good point.
Okay, yeah, I was about to bring up the comments. Since everyone's spamming this, let me respond to what you're saying. Sorry, just let me keep you on mute. So you guys are saying Sophie Rain, sells herself to teenagers on TikTok. Number one, you have to be over the age of 18 to go to OnlyFans. You have to be over the age of 18 to subscribe to an OnlyFans. To input your credit card details, they confirm that you're over the age of 18. So again, if you're under the age of 18, number one, you should not be on OnlyFans at all. So that's not on her. That's on you for not managing yourself well. Number three, again, you could say it's the parents' fault for not, watching over their child and what their child is watching, or, even then it's irrelevant because you have to be over the age of 18. So it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. And again, I don't like people using this term, schmexualizes herself. Again, a young woman does not exist for you to schmexualize her. That's on you, okay? That's very misogynistic, okay? That's very misogynistic and creepy that you think that young woman exists for your viewing pleasure. She's wearing what she feels comfortable with. That is not an invitation for you to feel schmexualized by it, okay? Anyways, do you have any other points you want to say before I move on?
The things she does and posts on social media, not only with herself but with other creators and music artists. Do you not?
She's not schmexualizing herself. She dresses absolutely fine. She's not schmexualizing herself.
But when she goes on,
pardon?
When she goes on podcasts with other creators who do the same thing, they talk about what they do, and this also gets publicized onto media.
What's your point? I don't understand how that refutes anything.
It's advertising it to.
Yeah, it is. I agree. But what about that?
TikTok?
What about that?
That's not good. Like, you shouldn't be exposing young children on TikTok to that.
Okay, so exposing young children on TikTok. Number one, you have to be over the age of 13 to even be on TikTok.
So number two, you wouldn't agree that 13 is young?
Number two, even in that sense, even if they're seeing that TikTok doesn't allow nudity, so again, she's not sexualizing herself. And I hate this notion that women exist for the men's viewing pleasure. That's not true at all. I think that's very misogynistic. Number three, you have to be over the age of 18 to be able to go on OnlyFans. It requires you to be over the age of 18. You have to confirm you're 18. So if you're lying about your age, that's on the child. You need to learn to not be a liar. So that's not on her, that's on the child. So you can't blame Sophie Rain for the fact that people aren't listening to the rules. Okay?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're promoting it to minors who are on TikTok, and there's not specifically an age limit for TikTok. Well, actually, no, 13, right? But but a 13-year-old is gonna see that and be like, oh, let me, like, natural curiosity, right?
Yeah, but again, that's just on
And
the
then you
child.
can go, and then
Number
they
one.
can go on other platforms, not only OnlyFans, and then see it. But also that's wrong, and that shouldn't happen. Your child shouldn't be going on other platforms. I agree, but that's it's inevitable. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then, I see your point you're trying to make is that how would like that's not on her though. Can you really blame her for that though? Because it's like if there's a indicator, and this is also linking to a wider debate. Australia recently have banned social media for people under the age of 16. So it kind of links. A lot of people are okay with it, but a lot of people are like me who are upset with that because it's like, why can't you put the onus on the parents to care for their children, see what their children are watching, and use the appropriate measures rather than having to make it a government thing to ban all people under the age of 16. And even the children themselves, whilst 13 is young, I was old enough to 13 to know not to do certain things, and that if it requires something over the age of 18, you don't go there. 13-year-olds can read. They can see that if they know how old they are, and they know that if you're not over the age of 18, then you should not be doing that,
Yeah, I hear what you're
And
saying, but
herself, and Sophie Rain herself has said that people under the age of 18 should not be subscribing.
yeah, but it's not, OnlyFans is not the only the place where you can find that, find her content.
Yeah, but in any place where there's nudity, you have to be over the age of 18. So there would be a marker saying you have to be the over age 18. There's usually a not safe for work marker, or you have to be over 18, or some indicator that you need to be over 18 to view this. And if they lie, what else can you do about it? This is the wider debate on Australia trying to ban social media. What else can you do about it?
But that stems from her talking about it on, let's say, podcasts and on social media, while making videos with, I would say, influential people such as Nelly Chopper. And do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say. And whilst I do see you have a fair point in that, we wouldn't necessarily want younger children, seeing some certain things. Again, I just find it difficult to put the blame on her when there's clear indicators that say that, if you're not over 18, you cannot view this content. And so you've given a fair warning. If they don't listen, then what else can you do? It's like trying to get into a club that says you have to be over 18. If you lie, use fake ID, what else can happen? Like, you're just lying, and that's not on the club, that's on you to just go against the rules. But I do understand what you're saying.
Amazing debate. I've got to go now, but thank
All right,
you.
appreciate you, man. Right, appreciate it. As move to the next person, guys. Double tap the screen. Make sure you're over the age of 18. Feel free to subscribe to the TikTok. Helps go a long way. Peace to the KSI. Join the religion of femininity. Also, my PayPal, Discord, and YouTube are in my bio. Hey, how old are you?
Me?
1 second before I respond to what you're saying. Someone's saying the P industry is inflicting the image of that young women are objects towards young teens, especially young men. I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that men should be able to understand that women are not objects. That's a very obvious thing. Women are people to be respected. I think that's on the fathers and mothers of children to be able to tell them that women are respectable people. That's an obvious thing. And that, would you say men are objects? Because men can also be in the young girls don't objectify men. So why are young men misogynistic to objectify women? This is another reason why women are amazing than men. And this is why femininity reigns true. Anyway, hey, do you want to debate the thing behind me?
Yeah. So
Peace to
Jason
the
Tatum's a
KSI.
professional athlete. This just gets dick for a living. How does
Oh God.
he deserve more than him?
You believe in God?
Me, yeah.
No. No God. The only man in the sky is KSI. But regardless, what is your debate? What are you trying to say?
I'm saying professional athletes get paid less, and they spend their whole lives working towards a goal. And this chick gets fucking dicked for a living, and she makes more money than
You
that.
don't swear profanity is against the commandments of KSI, number one. Number two, Yeah, listen. Do you know that people in Africa work day in, day out, and they'll never make anywhere near as Elon Musk? Do you know that's the exact same situation that people in Africa work extremely hard and they won't ever make near as much as Elon Musk, who just
Yeah,
gets millions?
I think
So
that's
the
also
point you're making is
bullshit.
an issue with you have an issue with capitalism, okay? You don't have an issue with Sophie Rain. You have an issue with capitalism, okay? Like a McDonald's worker may work way harder than even this guy right here. Yeah, he just has to bounce a ball and throw into a net. Yeah, and the McDonald's worker has
Yeah,
to work.
no, that nice fucking try. He doesn't bounce the ball and throw it into a net. He works. I personally hate Jason Tatum, but I think
Yeah,
athletes
but you're not
work
understanding is
so
that
hard their
you make that
entire lives.
that's not necessarily you don't understand capitalism and the free market. The aim is not to work hard, it's to work smart. Okay? The McDonald's worker works probably way harder than him. There's some people work infinitely harder than him, but yet
Well,
won't make 1% of his income.
McDonald's worker
I'm
fries
taking
fucking patties for a
one
living.
second,
This guy
one second, my dear
trains
boy.
his ass off every single day.
Yeah, and there's some McDonald's workers who work even more. There's people in Africa who work way more and were barely making it by and barely they don't even have food to eat and they
Yeah, and
won't
I
ever
think
make
that's
anywhere near as much
bullshit.
as him. One second, my dear boy, just pay attention. But the point is of capitalism again, it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. She has 9 million followers, she's extremely intelligent, she's used her brain to be able to market herself well to make 43 million a year. That's what capitalism is about. She has a product that men want in a free market that people want to buy and they purchase it. It's very simple. It's not about working hard, it's about working smart. Just because you work hard, there's probably basketball players that work harder than him but won't ever become professionals because they aren't that good at the game. It's not based on how much you play, it's based on how good you are. Again, it's not based on how much hard you work, it's based on how smart you work. Okay?
Yeah, but your thing says that she deserves it. I'm saying she doesn't deserve it. I'm saying that there's people in the world who deserve money more than she does. Why does she deserve it?
Hey, and there's people who deserve because no, she does deserve it because she was smart enough and she has a product that people want. In the same way that Elon Musk deserves to be a billionaire because he made Tesla and that's a product that people want. That's how capitalism works. You deserve it based on what you provide. It's very simple.
That's not what deserving it means, though. I think that's
That is
someone
what
who
deserving it means. If you make a
I think
product,
that's someone who works their ass off every single day and
it's
does
not
one of
about
the hardest
listen. You're
jobs
not
in the
paying
world.
attention. One second, my dear boy. It's not about no. It's not about hard work. It's about smart work. It's about having a product that people want to buy. It's not about how hard you work. That's irrelevant. If she has a
Yeah,
product
it
that
is.
people want to buy,
Because someone who works hard deserves something more than someone who just found an easy way to get rich by being smart, by getting dicked on the internet.
in that case, you're making the argument that all the people in Africa who are barely making by deserve more money than Elon Musk.
Yeah, I think Elon Musk is his fucking ass all day. All these people work their asses off mining lithium for
I
his
mean, yeah,
Tesla.
but that's just
They
not
get
how
paid
capitalism.
fucking pennies.
That's just not how capitalism works. It depends on the value you provide, the value you provide to the marketplace. If you provide a large amount of value, you'll get paid a large amount of money. If you don't provide much value and you're replaceable, it's low skill work, and you're not going to pay that much. It's simply capitalism, and that's what you seem to have an issue with, but not Sophie Rain. But I appreciate you coming on. Anyways, guys, first person to name all three Caligari sisters gets added in next. And the subscriber, I know how much hard work she puts in, and I respect her for it. First person to name all three Caligari sisters gets added in next. Peace to the KSI. Her body is a product. In capitalism, everyone's bodies are products. You're a product of the company you work for. You're a product of the job you work for. Demetra Eliana Sunday, okay. Whoever said that first, I'm going to try and add you in. All right, double tap the screen, make sure you're over the age of 18. And press the guest request. Subscribe to the TikTok. My PayPal, my Discord, and my YouTube are in my bio, so feel free to subscribe to those.
Hello.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 18.
And what year were you born in?
I was born in
Oh, snap. Snap. She ran away at me asking her age. Hey, how old are
Hey,
you?
I'm 21.
And do you disagree with the statement behind me?
Yes, and I disagree with several points you made, especially the one that you put that the more value you put in society, the more money you should earn. What value does Sophia Rain put in society
Well, that's
besides brainwashing young men into becoming corn addicts? My bad.
okay. So yeah, that's a good question. And so number one, value is not fixed. It's decided by many things in different situations. So like value can be decided. It's basically decided on the needs. In capitalism, the value you provide is based on the needs of your customer. Okay. So if I have a red flower, but everyone wants yellow flowers, I'm not going to be able to sell the red flower, and hence I don't have anything valuable that people want. But I have the yellow flowers, and everyone wants those yellow flowers. I have something valuable that people want, hence they'll pay me for it, and hence I'll make more, and I'm providing more value. She has a product that people want. She has an OnlyFans that people really want, hence they pay money for it, and she makes 43 million. In this, Jason Tatum, he has a product of basketball entertainment that people want to see. Hence, they pay money for tickets to see him. It's the same with Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Neymar. Although I don't think they should earn anywhere near as much as Sophie Rain, they still have a product that people want to watch. And so,
Okay, one more question. So you're a feminist, right?
correct.
Okay, so why are you supporting the corn industry so much? The
Again,
thing that no, they take advantage of young women. They
okay,
take
well,
advantage of.
boy, I don't
They
think that's
take
always the
advantage
case.
of.
Whilst let's put a muzzle on him. Whilst that can be the case, I don't think that's always the case whatsoever. In some situations, yeah, that can absolutely be the case. However, I don't think that's always the case. In the case where there is exploitation, yeah, I view that as an awful thing. I think anything against anyone's consent is awful and bad. But in this case, that's not the case. She's not being exploited. She's a fully consenting adult who's making, however, she's making an amazing amount that she wants to make. I don't think there's any issue with that, So I don't think there's any exploitation. I don't think that's particularly true. So I don't know why you'd even make a claim like that when there clearly is not the case. And yeah, I think it's just like
Well,
any other job.
yeah, she's making all that money by herself. But you think all that money is going to her? Like, what percentage is going to OF? And
Okay, well, sure. Even in the case where she was taxed at 50%, that's still $20 million to her. I think that's very much worth it. Appreciate the
okay,
gift.
but all right, but we have to understand that like Jason Tatum, like he might not be a good guy, but he's setting standards to young men to work hard to get money. She's setting the standards that
Again, number one,
women could be
that's number
treated
one.
as objects.
No way, no. Okay, let's establish what he said. He said he's doing a thing for men to work hard. Number one, that's not necessarily true. He said he'd be setting a standard for men to be smart and do good at a sport that they're doing. That often involves hard work, but at some point you may need to be a certain height.
It always
No,
involves.
one second, you're forgetting the fact that you have to be a certain height to be in the NBA. If you're very short, it's very difficult and very unlikely. So you could be setting unrealistic standards. What's more than that is that, again, please stop spamming in the chat. Please stop. And what's more than that is that she, even in the case where she was set an example of that, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. That's usually the men who are the issue. And you're victim blaming if you say that women who want to do this profession are the issue. That's on the men to not be misogynistic and treat them like human
No,
beings. Yes.
no.
No,
I'm not
yes.
victim blaming.
One
I'm not
second, my
victim
dude.
blaming.
Wait, just relax.
Okay.
Don't interrupt me. Don't interrupt. Just close your lips and listen. It is victim blaming because there's nothing wrong with her doing whatever she's doing, and you have an issue with that. However, even in this case, he could be saying unrealistic standards, and you can learn to make money and work hard elsewhere. You don't need Jason Tatum to be able to do that. I don't know where you got that notion from,
All right.
but yeah.
So, do you think corn and all that stuff is good for society? What's
Yeah,
the benefits of it?
it's actually necessary. In fact, it's actually a necessary thing in society. In Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you have physical basic needs, and in fact, I argue that Sophie actually helps the physical needs of emotional connection. Those are the needs that she actually helps. But you also have relationships higher up the hierarchy until you reach self-actualization, which only 3% of the population, according to Maslow, actually reach. So I'd argue that she actually is helping in that sense. So yeah.
So, did you hear about the North Korean soldiers that they got access to corn for the first time and they instantly become addicted to it? What part of it, how do you not see the negative effects of it? It's basically like drugs. It brainwashes you.
Again, like with anything, if you abuse it or you overuse it, it's going to